Giant sequoia trees are indeed the skyscrapers of the natural world. Imagine yourself for a moment walking among these gigantic trees. These mesmerizing giants will make you feel like you are in a supernatural world. In our ever-changing world, they remain as they are. Defying the spirit of time, they show us the wisdom of nature. They prove that nature is magnificent and eternal. Now get ready for an extraordinary journey. These old sages have a lot to tell. Giant sequoia trees are found in the state of California in the western United States. They grow in a strip of forest on the western slopes of California's Sierra Nevada mountain range. Sequoia National Park and Kings Canyon National Park are home to many of the world's largest trees. This area is especially popular with visitors during the summer months. Giant sequoias have very specific climate requirements. When there is no rainfall, giant sequoia groves are fed by streams, swamp water, and underground moisture from higher ground. These trees need plenty to thrive. They live in favorable climatic temperatures so they can be damaged by extreme cold and hot weather. The only remaining natural habitat for giant sequoias in the world is in California. One of the most important characteristics of sequoia trees is their height. Giant sequoias are relatives of the world's tallest tree, the Hyperion tree. A coastal sequoia known as the Hyperion tree is the tallest living tree, standing 115 meters tall. Giant sequoias generally do not reach this height. However, giant sequoias cover a very large area in terms of volume. Named after General William Tecumseh Sherman, who took part in the American Civil War, the General Sherman tree is 31 meters in circumference at its base. The maximum diameter of the base is 11 meters. It weighs approximately 1,900 tons. This makes it the largest living non-clonal organism. It's the equivalent of almost 400 elephants. It is at least 10 times larger than the world's largest living animal, the blue whale. The height of the tree is 83.8 meters. Although the General Sherman tree is the largest in both volume and mass, it is not the oldest tree. It is estimated to be at least 2,200 years old. It was probably in its youth during the Roman Republic. Although the General Sherman tree is very large in volume, it is shorter in height than some other giant sequoias. Giant sequoias don't grow as tall as coast redwoods, but they can still grow up to 100 meters high. Other famous giant sequoias include the General Grant tree, the second largest giant sequoia, the President tree, the third largest giant sequoia, and the tunnel tree. The President tree is also the oldest known giant sequoia at 3,200 years old. These trees were once thought to be the oldest trees in the world. But when the rings of the trees were examined, it turned out that they were less than 4,000 years old. Although giant sequoias are not the oldest trees, they can live up to 3,000 years. This is a very long time for humans. Imagine that a giant sequoia tree sprouted 3,000 years ago. This tree witnessed the American Civil War, America's first colonies, America's first settled civilizations, and hundreds of natural events across the continent. These giants can't speak, but their massive trunks speak volumes. So, what is the secret of this long life? Giant sequoias are masters of self-preservation. The main secret of their survival for thousands of years is their ability to protect themselves against natural threats. The tannic acid in the sap of this tree protects against harmful parasites, fights against fungal rot, and acts as a defense against low-intensity fires. On the other hand, these trees have a thick bark that protects their trunks. The outer bark of giant sequoia trees is the thickest in the world. Some large trees have bark more than half a meter thick. This bark is resistant to fires. It also lacks the resin found in many tree species, which quickly catches fire. The giant sequoia is a coniferous tree. Its needle-like leaves can catch fire easily. However, the leaves of the trees grow at the top of the tree. This can keep flames from coming from lower down. Giant sequoias are not only majestic and beautiful, but also ecologically valuable. They have a unique ecosystem. They store a lot of carbon and help regulate the climate. They provide habitat and food for many animals such as insects, squirrels, woodpeckers,